Hey, greetings from the Pacific Northwest. Lulu is only interested in food, folks. Hey, that's your ear. Hey, told you, it's going to be a couple-part video here about the big trip to Pittsburgh to see the birds, which was the 50th anniversary of the Sweetheart of the Rodeo tour. I'm going to really try to, at the end of this video, put some photographs that I took from, like, Jerry's and from the mural outside the attic and some of the venue in Akron. It's a 200-year-old venue. It's pretty cool. But of course, here's the best venue. Lulu, are you a venue or are you a dog? You're probably a dog. Maybe this will be the screenshot. Oh, that'd be great if that's a screenshot, wouldn't it? Now I can't see. I can't see at all in my glasses. Anyhow, so we'll have a little bit of montage. Little quick stuff about the trip. There's a couple of other guys doing about a trip to Pittsburgh recently, and I really can't see out of that now. Thanks. We did. The main trip was to go to Akron and see the birds in concert for the Sweetheart of the Rodeo tour. Marty Stewart, who some of you guys, he's a country guy. He was married to Johnny Cash's daughter. The only thing I really knew him ever from was Johnny Cash's video with the Baron. He played the kid, which is about a pool shooting guy. But I never really thought twice about the guy. But I'm telling you right here now, if Marty Stewart came to my area and played, I'd go see him because his band is fantastic. Those guys, I mean, because Chris Hillman and Roger McGinn are still around from the Birds, but it was Marty Stewart and his guys that played with them, and they were so good. That really made it. It was terrific. They told stories about Graham Parsons. It was a really cool night. The first hour they played like back catalog stuff. They took a break. They then came back and they did the rest of it. They played Sweetheart of the Rodeo, 50th anniversary of that. And then when they were done with that, for encore, they did a tribute to Tom Petty, including a couple of songs that people were like, oh, those are Tom Petty songs that really the Birds did first. So, but anyhow, let's get to some of the vinyl finds. And like I said, I'm doing this in two parts because otherwise, I've got the 15-minute cutoff. I'd never be able to show all these. Start with this. This came from the attic. This is more Mad Mike's Moldies. And Mad Mike was a DJ in Pittsburgh. And it's got a tune on here from the Sonics. The Sonics are a local band, Seattle, Tacoma area in the 60s. Records by Garage Freaks are kind of highly sought after. I got Boom and the other one here are the Sonics. Good stuff. It used to be really easy to find those here, not so much anymore. They're kind of getting pretty expensive. But at any rate, so this guy, he broke, because what his thing was, in Pittsburgh, he played a lot of bands that nobody knew of, so he broke a lot of bands. I know he broke Hanky Panky for Tommy James. I believe that there's a place called, it's out in Westview in Pennsylvania, where they had carnival rides, and I believe that on Saturday nights he played at a venue. He spun records for dances. I believe the Rolling Stones played the same venue when they first came to the States. Anyhow, so there's that. This is New Riders of the Purple Sage. This is a power glide, kind of country kind of stuff. Mark really kind of, hey, there's a cat. Oh, it's Chet. Mark was really good about pointing stuff out to me and trying to educate me on some stuff that I'd never really listened to before or hadn't given much of a chance to, and that would include this group. So, it's cheap. I think it probably came from Jerry's. It looks like one of Jerry's stickers. This is Terrence Boylan. This is from 1980. It's the album Susie. He got his start, psych heads will know, with a group called the Apple Tree Theater, which is a highly sought after psych record. I do happen to have a copy of that, and if you look closely, one of the players on this was Chevy Chase, the actor who was also in the band Chameleon Church back in the 60s. So, and that also, I believe, came from Jerry's. This also looks like came from Jerry's. This is Moldy Goldie's Colonel Jubilation B. Johnston and his Mystic Knights band and his street singers Attack the Hits. The gentleman that produced this, and I've got to look up his name on the back here, if you can bear with me for a second, and I don't know if it says. Oh, produced by Bob Johnston. Bob Johnston also produced Blonde on Blonde for Bob Dylan. So these guys are just covering the hits. It's done in kind of a Mothers or a Captain Beefheart, kind of more comedic kind of style. Though Captain Beefheart's not really that comedic, but you know what I mean. This is on the Columbia. It's a 2i. That was only $4. Another one Mark recommended. This is Banana and the Bunch. This is some post Youngbloods for a couple of the guys that were in the Youngbloods. So the Youngbloods, of course, are more than the hit that they had to get together. But in fact, this is Mid Mountain Ranch, and there's I think that was it Mountain High was our last record that they did as the Youngbloods. It's got something mountain in the title somewhere. And I like that record. So if you're a Youngbloods fan, that's definitely one worth picking up. And that came from, I don't know, because we went to like 7 different record stores. We went to Jerry's, we went to the Attic. I think it's called End of the Year, End of an Ear, End of the Year. Well, the Record Exchange. We went to Half Price Books, a whole bunch of places. This one I probably shouldn't have bought. This is one I picked out. This is Jay and the Techniques. They had the hit with Apple Peaches Pumpkin Pie, but this is their follow-up, which is Strawberry Shortcake. It's but it is what it is. It's not too bad, but sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you. Another one Mark recommended. This is some bluegrass folk kind of stuff from Jerry Garcia. This is called Old and in the Way. And it's on this came from Half Price Books. I'm not sure what label it's on. Round Records, it says. So, like I said, Mark was always there. Have you heard this? Hey, have you listened to this? This is Chris Christopherson. This is Jesus Was a Capricorn. You used to see his stuff in the thrift stores quite a bit, and you don't see it anymore. So, dig his country vibe, so we picked that up. A lot of in country kind of style records coming up here. This is The Secret Life of Harper's Bazaar on Warner Brothers, Gatefold. They had the hit with the 59th Street Bridge song. Not on there, of course. Their copy of it. This one I don't know. I got it at Half Price Books. This is On the Road to Freedom, Alvin Lee and Milo and the Fever. I've never been that big an Alvin Lee fan, but I went ahead and took a chance on this, and it's not really in the vein of what I like. Never been I never really got into the Alvin Lee or the 10 years after. It just didn't float my boat. Another one that this one came from Half Price Books. This is called Muldoon. I probably got to listen to this one a second time. Give this one more of a chance. It's it's that 70s kind of rock. It's okay. It's not bad. This is probably pronounced El Camino Real. This is Lee Dresser. Pardon me. It's live. It says it's a promo, not for sale, on the Amos label. It's folk music, although electric folk. Pretty good. That one's not too bad. This one I've had copies of this before, and I always get rid of it. This is Chicago, but the reason I kept this one I got for $1 at the Record Exchange, because I've never seen it before on the 2i Columbia. It's always that 70s, with the red and yellow pressing. So. And it's got a couple other big songs on here, so this, since it's the 2i Columbia, it was worth picking up, especially for $1. The one thing that Mark really did turn me on to was the Al Stewart stuff, and I showed in my previous video. I decided, hey, I'd really like to get an original copy of. I think it's his first U.S., but it's either a second or third overall release. But this has got a lot of that early stuff. This is Al Stewart, the early years. Mark said this would be pretty easy to find, and it was. Nice gatefold. And it's got, Jimmy Page from his session days by Chet plays quite a bit on this. So this is really, early Al Stewart is where it's at, trust me. So thank you, Mark, for that recommendation. More country. Jerry Reed, you just don't see Jerry Reed records around here. And this has got Amos Moses. This has got When You're Hot, You're Hot. When You're Not, You're Not. Lulu's coming up here. Oh, she's barking at the neighbor. She does that a lot, guys. Especially we have new neighbors now, so she's not a fan. A Leon Russell I didn't have. Oops, like that. There we go. You know about the Leon Russell. This is with Mark Beno. This is a really great record. Another one Mark said I should get. One I bought, and in retrospect, because it's a reissue, of course, and I knew it was when I bought it, but it's this Traffic. I've got so many of Traffic's records, I really didn't need the UK listing or UK running. But, you know, I grabbed it. Probably be shipping that off to somebody somewhere else. And then, of course, this is cool because this is on the Electro 4000 label. This is Audience, The House on the Hill. It's got a price sticker from some cash I spent there. So anytime you see anything on the Electro 4000, it's definitely worth picking up and adding to your collection. They all tend to be really good. I haven't spent that yet. Two more, because I'm trying to keep this under the 15-minute threshold. They're both from Hookfoot. This might just be an A&M label. I think this is just self-titled. So we got that one. And then finally we've got Hookfoot, Good Times Are Coming. More of that, you know, 70s swampy kind of country rock. Anyhow, we're going to cut that off here. Lulu might make an appearance. I'm going to try to shoot my second video here and get it posted shortly after this one. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.